Good morning, you guys. So today is a no makeup day. I am obviously having to do most of the riding, all of the riding today by myself. I just caught a little horse that is named Frenchman on a high. And today is day one of starting my program. He was purchased at the sale barn in Opelousas, Louisiana. And he had belonged to a barrel racer that lives in Louisiana. She had this horse online for sale for $12,000. Then she had him online for $9,500, and just 1 month ago he was online for $7,500. So she has steadily gone down and down in price, and obviously not been able to sell him. So she took him to the sale barn. Now I'll tell you that today, while I just gave him 2 of the Revita EQ gastric snacks, which are one of my favorites, anytime I start a horse in my program, we start to work on a lot of things, and I want to talk to you guys about those things so maybe they can help you to improve your horse and your program. So the number one thing that I'm going to wait and do is we are going to have this horse's teeth floated this week. Let me see, they may have done them last week. Nope, they've not been done. So this is a horse that was online for $12,000, $9,000, $7,000, not selling. Very valuable animal, registered 3D barrel horse with credentials. Honestly, could probably be a 1D horse if he was taken care of properly. And one hand, like ship him in there and just drop your hand and sit, and he's as automatic as they come. But I want to address a couple things. One, his teeth feel like they've not been floated in a very, very long time. So that's red flag 1 of wherever he's been. He's got sharp points on both sides, and I can tell you if the teeth down here are sharp, in the back they're worse. So I do have the PEMF machine. This is a PEMF complete machine. It's my favorite brand. The customer service and the training are incredible. And what I'm going to do is just start to work on breaking loose. Ooh, that's a lot of bouncing. Just breaking loose all the stagnant energy and lactic acid in this horse's body. It's going to help him to build a better top line as I start to ride him. This machine is on almost low, and we're seeing a ton of movement, which just shows this horse isn't fit. It doesn't mean that there's a problem. I've seen a lot of practitioners say, oh, this just means there's not a lot of circulation to that area. There's a lot of lactic acid, inflammation. That can just be from standing outside, not using yourself properly. But I can also tell you, look at this horse's feet. Can you imagine asking money and not taking any better care of a horse than this? This is not new. This is something that has been going on, probably from bad angles in his feet. I'll have my farrier fix him, see him licking his lips. So the first thing we always do when we get a new horse in, we'll do what they call the Terra's Special at my vet clinic. The Crockett vet will tell you that a Terra's Special means they're going to sedate this horse. They are going to tube worm him with concentrated doses of Panacure Power Pack type, Panacure. They're also going to do concentrated doses of ivermectin. So they are going to hit him with a double dose of wormer directly in the gut. They'll insert a tube down his nose. It'll go into the esophagus, into the throat, esophagus, down into his stomach, and they will fill his gut up with about 2 gallons of water and wormer. That'll be the first thing they do. While he's sedated, they're going to float this horse's teeth. And then they will bean him, which means they'll make his sheath retract while he's sedated. They'll clean beans out of it and get his sheath cleaned. I saw this horse pee this morning, and he sprayed all over. I don't think he's been debeaned in a long time. Now, this horse was with a barrel racer that I would consider, or would have considered, a professional. This is somebody that by trade claims that they train barrel horses, whatever. But everybody's standards of care are different. I'm not knocking anyone. I don't want anybody to think that I think that person's a bad person. I just think that as a horse owner, I don't care what your situation is. If you can't take care of him better than this, the best thing she did was relinquish her rights to him. That way somebody can. So, did a great job training him. And here's the thing. Being a great trainer and being on a horse and having them ride good and having them do those things, that's wonderful. I commend you for being a wonderful trainer and being able to train a one-hand automatic fundamentally correct horse. But if you don't maintenance the feet, the teeth, the osteopath part, the hocks, everything, the stomach, the wormer, the penis to make sure there's no beans, it's hard for me because no matter how great you are, you're leaving so many holes in your program. So the number one thing we do is we'll do the teeth. We will tube worm. What is it? Yeah. So we will tube worm, float teeth, D-bean, and I'll have the osteopath out to also just make sure that this horse's skeletal balance and to make sure that this horse's organ balance and muscle balance are all correct. And so before I do anything, as you can see, I'm just going to work this horse over with the PEMF machine. It's going to help him build a better top line, healthier muscle. Anytime you can get a PEMF practitioner of any machine to work on your horse is great, but I can tell you that the PEMF Complete practitioners, in my opinion, are the best because they are trained by Miss Kathy, and she has probably spent $100,000 in education on herself, not only for PEMF, but also for equine osteopathy while she is in Texas, and that's a whole other thing. She has gone to dozens of osteopathy courses that cost thousands of dollars to understand the organs, the skeleton, the muscular structure, and she teaches the class for PEMF Complete. So those practitioners get to learn something beyond just how to turn the machine on. They actually go to those classes and get tens of thousands of dollars worth of education on skeletal structure, muscular structure. She is an amazing individual. Tylen's been to her class. I will probably send Jackie, but I'll tell you, Tylen wants to go back and help her because I think that he thinks that she's amazing as I think she's amazing. So we will talk more on that later. But if you can search PEMF Complete, that is this company right here, and you can search out a practitioner in your area, I would absolutely do so because I think that their practitioners have a little better fundamental knowledge of the horse itself other than just, hey, I bought this machine, it does great things, let me turn it on. They have a much deeper understanding for what it is that they're doing, not only to drive the gals into the body to make every cell a better cell and to reduce inflammation and to make medication more bioavailable. If you have a horse that's been sick and they've been on medication, you need them pulsed. Pulsing does make the medication more bioavailable. Now listen, while I love PEMF Complete and I think it does great things, another thing that we're going to do with this horse is we have started him on a product called CEP Gut Check, Complete Equine Performance. So not only do we get the horses here, we check the teeth, we'll have the osteopath out. Obviously the feet are a mess. We are going to absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, start working on a gut conditioning program for this horse. So Complete Equine Performance has Gut Check. This horse will get 20 cc's in the morning and at night for 3 days. That is not only a double dose, it's given twice a day instead of once. So we're going to do 40 cc's. That's a lot, but we're going to do it for 3 days. Then we're going to cut back to 10 cc's twice a day. 10 in the morning, 10 in the evening for 5 days. And then on day 9, we'll probably just give 10 cc's of Gut Check in the evening for about from day 9 to day 30. And then after day 30, I'll give it every time we ride, if we haul anywhere. If you want to continue to give it every day, you absolutely can. But I also feed these things called Revita EQ gastric snacks. So I give Gut Check every time we ride, but I feed one of these in the morning, sometimes 2, anytime that we do anything. And these gastric snacks are amazing. Each cookie has CBD in it. It not only helps with inflammation, it helps the horses to just kind of transition into a new surrounding better. So not only is it good for the incoming horses that have been through public auction, they're stressed out, they've been through a lot. Listen, as I start to ride them and build muscle, it helps with inflammation. It helps their body to just stay a little sounder. You know, horses get muscle sore when they've been out of work. And then what we're going to do from there is push forward back into a full work program. And then I'm going to sell this horse to one of you guys. One of you guys will see this video, and this will be your future life partner. He will be somebody that'll go into your home, and you're going to be able to go run barrels on this horse and take him to a level of competition that he deserves to be at. And he's going to take you to levels of competition that you deserve as a rider, because he is an automatic barrel horse. Just run him in there, drop your hand, and he is absolutely automatic. He does not shoulder, he does not duck, dive, and he's easy, walks down the alley flat-footed. What he needs, though, is to be structurally a 100% so that you and him can start competing. And hopefully, if you have 1D aspirations, but you're a 3D rider, this is going to be a great horse for you, because you guys can start in the 340, work your way up to the 2D, and you have a horse with the potential to go win the 1D when you and him are both physically and mentally ready to do that. So one of you guys is looking at your future partner, and it is my job to take him from cell barn to superstar. And that's what we're going to do. And we're going to document it with this horse. And I'm putting a lot on the line here, because this is a horse that if I would just put him in the barn for 60 days and not say a word and consign him to the August Billings barrel horse sale, this horse brings 10, 12, 15,000. But what I want to do is take this opportunity to help educate you guys that might not know, and you have a horse standing at home. It's okay. Hey, I know you're sore. Hold on. Hey. Whoo, he said, excuse me, that scared me. This is why, just so you guys know, somebody asked me, why don't you get a clip or a bungee and bungee the loops together so that they can't get them off? And the reason we don't do that is because of stuff like that. I want them to come off so that my machine doesn't get drug off into oblivion. I dialed it all the way down, and I'm going to dial it up just enough. See where I dial, you could tell when it got too much. We can barely hear this machine ticking, but this horse just has a lot of lactic acid buildup, and he's got some muscle soreness, and that's just from standing on feet that aren't balanced. Probably, here's another thing you have to remember, that if his teeth are that bad, his TMJ is probably stuck, his mandible is probably not mobile. This horse is clearly hollowed out in the back, so his diaphragm is not mobile. And what happens is, this horse has just been standing, just like how we as humans slouch, and we start to have neck pain and upper shoulder pain from slouching. It doesn't mean that we're a crippled human. It doesn't mean that we are not capable of being 100%. It just means that we need to adjust our posture so that our muscles are not constantly compensating for our poor stance and stature. And that's what this horse needs, is to stop compensating. But he can't stop compensating until we get the teeth, the mandible, the TMJ back mobile, the pole mobile, the diaphragm mobile, the ribs back out of inspiration, because you can see right here where this horse is decent size, but you can see this right here, all those ribs are stuck in inspiration, and that's just from not having the proper muscle built and being ridden probably around on a loose rein with his back hollowed out and his head up, and just from somebody that's not focused on proper muscular balance and building muscle to hold the skeleton in for a performance type horse. So those are all things that we're going to address over the next 60 days. They're things that you're going to learn, and you're going to get to see the difference, that when I walk up here and this horse no longer has this dip in the shelf of his ribs, and that's not a weight issue. As you can see, this horse is plenty fleshy. You'll start to realize how important it is for a horse to actually have to carry themselves in collection with their back rounded, so that they pick those ribs up and they pick that spine up, and they can carry the weight of the rider appropriately and drive from the hind end and get off their front end. But first we have to fix his feet so that he can do that, because no foot, no horse. So just know this is Frenchman's on a high. This is day one of him being in my program. And I was going to ride him, but I'm going to be honest, I'm actually going to wait to ride him. Not because I think that he's not ready to be ridden. I'm sure I could ride him and you guys would love it and say what a great horse he is. But until I get these feet addressed, those teeth addressed, and have the osteopath out, there is nothing I can do for this horse that is going to start us off on the right foot. And as hard as it is when you have a new horse to not get excited and to want to ride them and to be excited, sometimes it's better to let that excitement just translate to, I'm going to brush you and pet you and groom you and love you, and just put all of my excitement into you in a bonding type manner, so that I don't ride you and hinder our long-term relationship by forcing you to do something that you're not physically ready to do, because you're not in the place to go be ridden. Because what'll happen is I'll get on him and he rides pretty good because he's a good boy and he's going to do what I say, even after the physical limitations. He'll do what I say and he'll turn and he'll flex, and then I'll trot him through the barrels, and then, you know, in a couple days I'll want to lope him through, and the next thing you know, I've got him in a full work schedule while I've not addressed any of this. But he's going to do what I say because he's a great horse, and he really doesn't know. He's lived in this condition with his skeleton being not balanced and his muscles easy. See what a good boy he is? He didn't panic. Watch, he's gonna let me just help him out of this situation right here. Good job. Good job. He didn't panic, he didn't set back. This is a horse I like. I respect him. He thinks through things. Even when that machine got moved to his hip and turned on, he wasn't expecting it. Not only did he have two white ropes trying to attack him from behind, I also turned the machine up and it kind of caused those muscles to kind of jump just a little. He didn't freak out. He didn't set back. He didn't run off. He just took it. He was like, I mean, he clenched his butt, but he did not react out of fear. He reacted out of a thinking brain, which is a great thing. I think this horse is highly intelligent. And I love a highly intelligent horse that will think through a situation. But I am going to let this horse relax in my program, and we're going to work on his stomach. And you can see how one side is much more aggressively pulsing than the other. So Ooh. I love these double loops. Right here, we'll adjust it, and it's got that tail head kind of going. That's okay. Oh, buddy. Isn't that funny how I didn't adjust the machine? I just moved it and found a muscle area that has some stagnant energy. It's not a TENS machine, but those muscles right there have a lot of tension in them from compensating from standing. And I moved these loops just enough that now we kind of are starting to woo. But he's just a good freaking horse, man, and he thinks through. So I hope you guys are as excited as I am to watch this project. This will be day 1, and we're just gonna progress, and hopefully within about 45 days I will be able to take him to a barrel race and compete on him. He'll be fully quarantined at that point, vaccinated. You know, we'll wait about another week and really start legging him up. That'll be about, 5 weeks of exercise and tuning and being just my partner, and then we'll get to see where we are. Hello, this is Tara. I love it. They're calling about my car's extended warranty. Too bad I drive 2 brand new vehicles. Man, that doesn't help, does it, when they try to call and spam call me? But it is so important, and it's important for you guys to learn about these horses. And I think the more that we start to do these type of videos where you know everything about a horse that I know, and you get to see them kind of go through the program, I think, good boy, look, he knew now. He knew that I was going to correct him for stepping on that, and he corrected it himself. This is a very smart horse who just thinks through things. Look how much slack there is in the lead rope. He could back up all the way to that knot, and he's just standing here good. But it also gives you guys a better understanding of these horses, so that whichever one of you guys end up with him as your life partner and your competitive partner, and your companion you go trail ride with, the horse that you take to the barrel races when you need some solace in this crazy world and just to go relax, you'll know him and you'll kind of have a better understanding of who he is from day 1, so you guys can build a very, very strong bond. And I think it's going to be an amazing connection for him and somebody, and I just really look forward to him finding that person. But we're going to start here, and I'm going to try to build a little bit of a connection with him so that we can really get him in a mental and physical state that he is ready to go be the best he can be for you. It's kind of like men, you guys. Sometimes the horses we get here are slightly emotionally unavailable and a little bit toxic because they've been through a lot of bad. And I think it is so important. It's like coming here is a little bit of therapy, a little bit of rehab and therapy for their mind, their body, their soul. That way when they go to you guys, they just have a whole new outlook on life. Hi! If you want to clean his stall, I've got him out, and I'll put him out, and then I'm going to get Squirt out and ride him. So as I get him out, you can just clean for me? Okay. What is it? Is Dalton not here? Okay. So this is day 2 that Dalton didn't come? Okay. He's turning off the waters you turned on? Okay. I just absolutely freaking love this horse. All right, you guys, will you let me know in the comments below what you think? I think he's amazing. I think he's beautiful. And how excited are we going to be able to see this horse progress? Oh, you guys, we're having a star party. Let's go ahead and send stars. We have 50 stars so far out of 2,500, so we need a lot of stars, you guys. All right, you guys, I see a star party on the clock. We have over 4 minutes. Please send stars. And remember that your stars help me to be able to afford to do what I do here. And that way it's not just about turning a profit instantaneously. I've always had a complainer or two that said, you should rehab the horses before you home them. I can't do it for all of them, but because of you guys sending stars, joining the Wild Tribe After Hours, I definitely can do a lot more. Tell them, join the Wild Tribe After Hours. We will be live at lunch today to do some announcements on the Wild Tribe After Hours because you guys, I know that y'all don't know this. Send stars, send stars, send stars, send stars, send stars. Listen, Jacob and I had a long conversation yesterday, and we are going to start this month in July picking out a horse that cost $2,000 or $3,000, and we are going to put 30 days of rehabilitation and retraining here. We're going to document it in the Wild Tribe After Hours. And listen to me, we are going to give that horse away to one Wild Tribe After Hour member. And we are going to give a $5,000 plus horse away every single month in the Wild Tribe After Hours. And we're going to have 3 winners. We're going to give away one $5,000 horse that we have purchased, rehabbed, that everybody here has got to see everything. 2, we're going to give away a gift card to buy a slaughter-bound horse, and that you can apply that gift card to any slaughter-bound horse that you choose. And 3, he's going to give away a donkey every month. So we're going to save 1 donkey. We're going to get a gift card to pick a slaughter-bound horse of your choice, $1,500. And we're going to give away a horse that we completely document the retraining process in the Wild Tribe After Hours that is valued at least $5,000. And you never know, by the end of the retraining in 30 days, that horse honestly might be a $10,000 or $12,000 horse. And they're going to be sound, sane horses under the age of 15. They're not going to be problematic horses. We're not going to give away the duders or a horse that has a limitation. It is genuinely going to be horses that we brought in here that needed the teeth floated. And here's what we're going to do. We're going to do fundraisers throughout the entire month for the teeth, the feet, the osteopathy. You guys are going to get to see it documented. You're going to get to see the whole rehab process on the horse. And you guys are not only going to get to join the Wild Tribe After Hours and to help monetization for this entire property, but you guys can send gifts to that horse. And when that horse goes into its new home, it will go with a contract. The contract will state that the horse is yours. But when you relinquish your rights to that horse for any reason, it is to come back here. And I will arrange transportation from your facility to my facility if the problem ever arises that the horse cannot stay in your possession. And you will sign it, and it is legally binding, and it will be considered theft of livestock if you relinquish your right to that animal for any reason without me having 2 weeks, 14 days notice to pick that horse up from your facility. So, just so you know, if you're wondering, oh my God, well, what happens if a bad apple gets the horse? Don't worry, they'll go to jail. It would be considered theft of livestock for you to, we will brand and microchip the horse when it leaves, and it will be considered theft of livestock. So we are going to protect the horse. But for those of you that would do anything for an $8,000 or $10,000 trail horse that you can ride bridleless, and you have an amazing facility, and you have an amazing lifestyle, or you have a child at home and you want to provide that quality of horse for them, the Wild Tribe After Hours is fixing to give you the ability every single month, 12 times a year, to be able to have your chance to do that. And I don't think it's a lot to ask that it is basically a free lifetime lease, but it is a free lifetime lease. And please know that that is not to punish you. It is not to say that you don't deserve to own it. You can do anything you want. You can move across the country with it. You can brand it. You can do anything that you do with livestock you own, but you cannot relinquish your rights to that horse in the end without giving it back. And listen, if the time comes and you call me and you say, Tara, listen, I don't ride anymore, and there's a girl at our stable that wants this horse desperately, and she is willing to sign the same contract that you signed. And I don't care if you sell it to her. I don't care if you sell it to her for $5,000, but she can pay $5,000 for a lifetime lease, which means you can still sell the animal to another fantastic lifetime type home, but those people will sign the same agreement that you signed that states they're paying X sum of money for this horse, and it's considered a lifetime lease. And if for any reason that they have to relinquish their rights to that horse, whether it be for free to $1 million, I have to be aware, and the next person has to sign the same contract, and it states that if for any reason the horse is being relinquished, I have to approve of the home. I have to sign off on the home. I have to agree to that. And so it prevents people from going in there that are horse traders just trying to win a horse to turn around and flip them. We're not doing that. Now, if in a year from now your situation changes, you're in the army, you're moving, these people are willing to buy it, but they're going to sign that same thing that states it's theft of livestock if that horse leaves your possession. And it will say that it will be considered theft of livestock if this horse leaves your possession for another party for any reason that I don't sign off on. So anyway, it's still a great way for somebody to get to be part of a horse's life. And that contract is not to punish you. Again, you can relinquish your rights to it eventually for monetary gain, in the sense that you will have to just sell your lifetime lease to somebody. People pay really good money to lease vehicles. People pay really good money to lease lesson horses. So what we don't want, though, is for somebody to, what this is not going to do is chase away people that really plan to provide a great home. This is going to chase away people that are hoping they win for monetary gain and don't really give a shit about the horse. That's what that's in place for. Yep. And because the livestock will be valued at $5,000 to $10,000, it is a felony, and it would be a big deal too. But listen, if they pass away, all you have to do is just have a vet run the microchip and just submit a letter from a veterinarian that stated the horse passed on, because if you own livestock, sometimes you own dead stock. So for those of you that are thinking, well, what if it dies? Are you gonna? Nope. Those things happen, I understand. And surely if the animal dies, it would not have been without some kind of veterinary care. So you just have to get the vet to pop that microchip and write a letter stating that unfortunately that horse had to be euthanized, or it colicked and died, or whatever. All right, you guys. Not to take away from Frenchman's on a high here. Got it just a little bit higher. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and clean these knots out of his mane and get his tail bagged and get these cell tags off of him. Got to go get my selenite. Just so you guys know, I do a little ritual with these horses and with selenite. And I just release anything that doesn't belong to them, any energy or any negativity that's been placed on them, maybe by a human that didn't like them, maybe by a friendship that went south with a human. And I just release these horses of anything that doesn't belong to them energetically. And I use selenite. It's my partner. Can I have a kiss? You love to see yourself on camera, don't you? Can I have a kiss? Can I have a kiss? Squirt bites everybody, but he doesn't bite me. Squirt loves me. Everybody else is scared of him, and he bites, and they think he's so mean, and I just absolutely love him. Thanks for loving me. Thanks for trying to buck me off last night. There's something about a connection with a horse that touches your soul in a way that only you understand when it happens. And I love this horse. And he loves me. I love you. I love you for true loving me. I love you, Squirtadoodle. How cute is he? To be so mean. And we've all seen him just be the meanest little bit. Look, when it comes to me, his eyes get so soft and he gets so soft. and he loves me. And he does not love all humans, and he bites, and he can be so mean. But listen, he true loves me like I am he true loves me like I am the woman in his life, and I love it. I love everything about it. But when you build a bond with a horse like that, especially one that has been known to bite and chase and be ugly, it just touches your little heart in a way that only you really feel. Am I right, Jackie? And it makes you know that connection is real, and this is why girls love horses. Squirt, tell them, this is why girls love horses. This is why girls love horses. It's why we do what we do. It's why we sacrifice everything to be part of a barn and to be part of horses' lives and to just ride and put ourselves in danger and get on these big 1,000-pound animals that could kill us. Because having this connection with a horse does something for your soul that only you can understand. Your spouse can't do it for you. Your children can't do it for you. You love them in a very different way. And you guys know what I'm talking about. You love your spouse, you love your children, you love your dogs. But your bond with your horse touches you in a way that nobody else can. And it makes horsewomen be absolutely crazy over horses. It's like a narcotic. It feels so good in my soul. Watch, he'll just go. He's like, fuck you, Jackie. Fuck you, Jackie. I know. Fuck you, Jackie. Get away. And listen, he'll pin his ears and run at the front of the stall, and everybody thinks that he's a freaking caged lion. And really, Squirty's my little pocket monkey. You done with him? I know. I'm going to get his mane and the tags off of him. He's not cleaned up. Nobody's ever taken time to do that, so. I know Tylen rode him one time, but he doesn't look at his feet. I'm taking over this program because he needs a lot that does not. I will say, on the list for the farrier. Yeah, he needs to be on the teeth program too. But just standing here now that I've pulsed him, I want you guys to see just how much rounder out he is and how much better his posture is currently. And as we get his posture better, that spine will raise, those ribs will raise, that muscle will build properly, and his conformation will actually get better just from being level balanced and all the other things. Look, Squirt's like, he said, come here and love me. No. Hey. He told Jackie that she smelled like dirt. And he told me that I smell like rainbows. Can you guys believe his attitude difference? And he's like that. He had Emma terrified. He would chase Emma out of the stall.
I know. I'm the one that had to go in there because she wouldn't go.
He chased her with his ears back, grinding his teeth, pinning his ears, chased her out of the stall like a mean, look, his little ears go back. He's like, don't touch me, Jackie. You smell like poop. But he does like his mom. That's why Squirt got to stay here. I was worried for him with his bad attitude that he would not be understood and he would get passed around. So we fundraised $6,750 and paid Jacob back every dollar that he paid for this horse. And people lost their mind. They were like, I cannot believe that you did that. You fundraised for almost $7,000 to keep a horse at your property for yourself. And I said, I didn't do it for me. I did it for him. Because if he would have sold to an Emma, or he would have sold to anybody that even he didn't like, he can become borderline dangerous. Squirt can become dangerous. Squirt can become mean. He will bite your face. He will pin his ears and chase you out of the stall. He will kick you. And there was no point to put his life in jeopardy and to put him back into a bad situation when he just needs to live here. He can live here, and I will pay for his upkeep and take the best care. And I hope you guys see that I've respected the money people gifted, because this horse lives a life of luxury and he looks amazing and he's treated amazing. And I value everybody who helped me keep him here to keep him out of danger, because some horses end up at the sell barn because they can be really bad. And Squirt can be. He tried to buck me off last night, but in his defense, he didn't try to buck me off maliciously. Squirt likes to when you start to lope or do stuff, Squirt likes to play. And I don't know, a lot of you guys that write English have had a big jumper in your life that will kick up. That's Squirt. He likes to kick up and buck around and doing flying lead changes. He'll do a flying lead change and buck up, and it's just such a little arrogance that's so hilarious to me, and I just pet him and laugh and go on. And if somebody else were to slam him in the ground and whip his ass and jerk him around, I think he would get ugly. I think he would become a really ugly horse to be around. I just let him be arrogant, and I let him be sassy. And he likes the sound of my voice. It relaxes him. And it's so funny how relaxed he comes in my presence because we've built that bond. Just look at him. He's like, she's talking about me, and I love it, and I'll just fall asleep listening to her. And I talk a lot, you guys. I'm very long-winded. And it is so fun to have a horse that just, he makes me feel good about myself. I think we all need that, right? We all need the one that just makes us feel so good about ourselves. I love you. I love you. Okay. And when he wants to play, he lets me know, and I'll play this game with him. And he never, like other people, he'll bite their body and stuff, but he'll let me play with him when he wants to play. But this is how he shows me. Now watch, he'll do this, and watch what he'll start doing. He'll start doing the tongue thing. Show him your tongue thing. Show him your tongue thing. Show him your tongue thing. Can you do it? He wants to play. Show him your tongue thing. Can you show him your tongue thing? You're not gonna do it? You're not gonna do it? You're not gonna do it? Yeah, you are. I see the tongue going. Yeah, show him the tongue thing. Yes. Yes, she said, come play with me. Come play with me. He loves this game. It's so funny that this is like a game for him. And you can see he's had my fingers several times. I tap his teeth and he will not, he just, but I trust him that way. But that doesn't mean you should trust him that way, because he'll bite somebody else's fingers off, won't he, Jackie? Yes. And so I make it look easy, because he means me no harm. And I know that he likes to play. You want another, oh, you know what he really wants? Yeah, tell him what you want. Do y'all think that he knows the sound of that? Look at the nostrils going. He's sniffing. You see the nostrils going? You want this? Yeah, that's nice. Did you know that we took Squirt to 2 vets and have him aged, and he is just a 5-year-old baby? For those of you who are wondering. Look at his little teeth. Him's is just a little 5-year-old baby. I don't know if y'all knew that. I had no clue. So Squirt just is 5 years old. He's just a baby. Did you tell him, Squirt-a-doodle, that you're just a baby? You did. Oh, that cookie was nice. Yeah. Yes. Show him the tongue. Do it. No, not today. Normally, he will turn his head sideways and hang his tongue out the side and fling it like a helicopter. Yes, he will. Yes, he will. He said, I do that. It's my favorite game. But you guys have to admit, oh, there's the tongue. It's coming. I just love that my horses are peaceful animals. Oh. All right, let's come in here and get us a Precious update. As most of you guys know, Precious stuck his little head through the gate and basically degloved his eye. We had to do a little operation on the socket because he had a little fracture and he had some little ligaments and tendons that were slightly damaged. But we do have the eye to where the nerves are working so he can blink. The inflammation's coming out. And they left this piece right here because Dr. Curry said that it needed a place to expand with inflammation. And she was afraid if she would have sutured that tight, the sutures would have just continued to bust. So Jackie puts betadine on it and does a little bath with it each day. And Precious is just having to be on the, I get antibiotics and I get anti-inflammatories and lots of gut medicine. He gets Succeed Paste daily, veterinary grade Succeed, which is a gut conditioner, as well as CEP Gut Check. CEP Gut Check probably would have been enough because this horse has maintained a very healthy appetite. However, veterinary grade Succeed was here, it was available, and it's definitely not going to hurt him to have all of those prebiotics, probiotics, and microorganisms put back into the gut when he's having to be on both antibiotics and anti-inflammatories. So I feel like the antibiotics can be combated with the veterinary grade Succeed, and then the anti-inflammatories, which cause a lot of acid, will be combated with the CEP Gut Check. And I feel like a lot of people don't take both of those things into consideration. They'll do just CEP Gut Check and not realize we have to worry about the gut microbiome, not just the acid. Some people would have done just Succeed Paste, and then they forget that when you do Succeed Paste, you're not really controlling the acid, so we have to kind of combat both. So, and then this is my other favorite boy that just loves me and is my friend. This is molasses on his nose from Sweet Feed, by the way. People ask all the time why his white spot is bloody, and it's not. Tell him it's not. It's Omaline 200. Purina! Tell him it's Purina Omaline 200. Blah, blah, blah. He said, I saw you give squirt cookies. Can you please explain to me why my cookies have not been given first? I did the most work yesterday. I did the most work. All right, you guys, I love each and every one of you, and I hope that you have a good day. We did not achieve our star party, which means our star streak has to start over. And I love you, and that's okay. We'll start over on a star streak from day one. So why don't you guys send some stars to this video? That way we have enough stars, and that way, you know, it's okay. Starting over on a star streak just means that we're going to be 20 star parties away from a $200 Facebook bonus, and that helps to... But you know what? Tuesday after 4th of July, I know you guys are tired. A lot of you will catch this on replay. If you're replay watching this, please send stars. I appreciate it. I love you. And I cannot wait to see you soon. I will be live later. It's a 90-minute at 2:30 with Lewis. Yes, ma'am, I will take a 90-minute at 2:30 with Lewis. Please remind me that I need to leave here at 1:30 today. I have a 90-minute massage with Lewis. My phone has a reminder, but it's 30 minutes out, and it won't let me move it to an hour. So just, if I leave 30 minutes out, I'm like running in the door as he's calling my name type thing. See, Jackie's got his Succeed. She's fixing to flush. All of this is great. I just want you guys to know that we do the best that we can here. We do the very best that we can. And for those who have for long since hated us and talked about us, we forgive you. But I can absolutely tell you without a shadow of a doubt we make a difference in these horses' lives, whether you like the way we do it or not. You cannot contest that they are taken care of here better than any kill pen they would have ended up in had they not ended up at my rehabilitation and retraining program. I like you, sir. All right, you guys, I'm going to put my phone down so I can get my hands oily and fix everything in this horse's mane and tail and get the tags off of him and just get my selenite stick, release all the energy that doesn't belong to him. Look, his personality is already coming out. Do you love that instantly he's relaxed, his gut feels good, the energy is just vibrating so high in this barn, everybody's so relaxed and happy, and his personality is starting to come out. I absolutely love that. All right, you guys. Oh, I love it. Huh, sir? All right. See you guys soon. Don't forget to send stars to this video, even if you're watching on replay. That way we can keep our stars up. We did miss our $200 bonus for this star streak, but we just start over, don't worry. And we can get enough stars sent throughout the week that it'll make up for that bonus we missed, because I know you guys will send stars. So make sure you send stars. If you watch on replay, send a couple of stars. Every single star is a penny, and it goes into the contribution to help take care of the unsold horses, because remember, I told Jacob, if you will let me rehome the horses, it'll never cost you a dime. And it went from just rehoming them with no training, with no work put into them, to, hey, if you will let me start to rehabilitate them, I will run it like, I will run it in a manner in which other people can help me, and that way it won't cost you money. So you guys, thank you for joining the Wild Tribe After Hours. Thank you guys for sending stars. Thank you guys for the commercial monetization that I receive. Look how much more solid this horse is through his back right there. Just from pulsing him, those muscles are already starting to just release. So it's going to open space for us to be able to get that rib cage back right, and he'll just build such a beautiful top line. I'm telling you, find yourself a PEMF complete practitioner. There's lots of brands, Magna Wave, there's Pulse. Listen, PEMF is good, but the practitioners from PEMF Complete have training that nobody else has, and I'm telling you, I've been to training courses for 3 companies. This is by far the best. Get a PEMF Complete practitioner in your life. I love this horse. Jackie is flushing this horse's tear duct out, just so you guys know. She's just making sure that since there's so much inflammation, she's been taught when she was a vet tech, and she went to school for that and has a degree for that, but she can flush from his nasal cavity through his tear duct. Did it flush? Out the tear duct did? Yeah. Okay. No, that's okay. I know that with that much inflammation, shit's going to be in there. That's a great idea to flush that and keep it open. All right. I hate getting off of here with you guys because I love you and I miss you. And this, oh, he's doing the tongue thing. Did you do the tongue thing? Did you need attention? He did the tongue thing for you guys. He was needing a little attention. I could feel him behind me. He was needing a, yeah, little. He said, I'll do the tongue thing for it. Send stars. Tell him, send more stars and I'll do the tongue thing. You know, he just always needs the most attention. The little ego. He's an egomaniac. Yes, I'm an egomaniac. I love the attention. Squirt needs to be part of like a halftime show at the rodeos where everybody cheers for him. He would love it. He would love it. Good morning, Sunshine. Good morning, Sunshine. Glad to see you today since you almost hit me head on in the curve yesterday. You've got, listen, I want everybody on this video and her to be on record. You have almost hit me head on 2 times since you got that vehicle in that curve right there. The first time you did it, I had my daughter in the car. Stay in your lane in the curves and do it, because here's the thing. What if the other person is texting and not paying attention and they're in your lane? You're going to get hit head on. The curves here, nobody pays attention because we live here and we take it for granted. Promise? Because if I have to bury you, I promise you, you're not going to like me when I get to the afterlife because I'm coming to whoop your ass. Do not get head on in those curves. I will not. I love you and I do not want to bury you. Repeat what I said. I love you and I do not want to bury you. And if you hit me head on with my daughter in the car, they're going to be burying you because I'm going to strangle you. Pinky promise. Please be careful in the curves. It's not even that you're driving too fast. You just cannot ride both lanes. Comprende? Love you. Thank you. Learning to drive is a bitch. You drive good. Stay in your fucking lane, Dalton. Right, Jackie?
Stay in your lane.
Jacob and Jackie were in the vehicle with me when you almost mucked us out.
Yeah. I like my life.
I like my... Listen, I like your life, and when I'm driving, I'm a mom, so I pay better attention, so I saw you coming, which is why I got over. You did not see me coming is right. And listen, I'm not as worried about you hitting me as I'm worried about somebody else not paying attention, and they're going too fast, and they fuck you up. So if 2 people aren't paying attention, it's a bad deal. Accidents don't happen because you're a bad driver. Accidents happen because other people aren't paying attention and they hit you. So if you're a little not paying attention, they're a little not paying attention, you end up hitting head on. And remember, I lost a friend in, like, right before Christmas. She died. They were going through a curve like that. She was talking on the phone to me, and a guy came around the corner in his in a flatbed ranch truck, I think. They said he was like an older gentleman. He had come back from like being out in the country checking cows, and he just swung the turn too fast and too wide in a big truck, and she was in a little car, killed her. I was on the phone with her when it happened. And I mean, just like that, just nobody was really at fault. They just both were just a little too far to the center. He was going a little bit faster, and what killed her, instead of it just being an accident, was she was like in a little tiny car, and he was like in a older ranch truck. You know what I'm saying? Like with a big truck, and they just hit, and it killed her. And I will never drive a little car. All right, you guys. On to getting our day going. Goodbye, everybody.